All right, guys, welcome to week 2 of the new cycle. Just when it comes to the strength work on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, a continuation of where we started last week. So last week we were doing 4 sets of 8 on the compound movements. So we're just going 4 sets of 6 this week. So just very standard, straightforward kind of strength work. Now, with that being said, if you were here last week and you were able to hit those strength numbers, weight wise, we're probably going up 5 pounds, 10 pounds, maybe 15 pounds, depending on how well the weight that you did for the 8 reps went. When we're doing this more bodybuilding style, we are not trying to push you guys to your absolute limit. So we're not trying to find like a max weight for your sets of 6. What we want is something called reps in reserve, RIR. For this 4 sets of 6, ideally you're using a weight or weights if you're kind of like going up and you're trying to figure it out, where you have 2 to 3 reps in reserve. So when you get to 6, you're like, I could probably do 8 to 10 reps with this weight, but you're stopping short. Why? Because we are early on in a cycle. This is what we call the accumulation phase. We are trying to accumulate volume, not fail reps, not crash the nervous system. We are trying to build muscle. That's why the volume is what the volume is. But we're also trying to improve technique. And so when you're using weights where you could do more reps, your technique's going to be better. And so you're ingraining a little bit better technique. So the whole first month, you're building more muscle, you're building better movement practices. That way, when we start to transition into heavier weights, less reps, not only do you have a bigger muscle has the capacity to be a stronger muscle. It's not always the case, but you have what we call more motor units. And then hopefully slightly better movement mechanics because you spent the first month accumulating reps with better technique because the weight wasn't so heavy. So all that to say, this week, go up 5, 10, 15 pounds depending on the movement and how it went last week. If you weren't here last week, or maybe you're hitting one of the strength movements that you weren't able to do last week, it was spring break last week, so some of you were out. Again, this is week 1 of it. There is no technically like given percentage. Last week I did kind of say like you could probably do this in between 60 and 70%, 60, 65%. So if this is your first week or one of these movements is the first time you're hitting it because you were gone on spring break last week, whatever, use around 65, 70% at least for your, like your first weight. See how that goes. Again, 2 to 3 reps in reserve is what we want. You don't have to stay at a weight. You can go up over the course of the 4 sets, but we're not trying to max out, like find like what's the heaviest weight I can do for 6 reps. That is not what we're trying to do. Again, this is still in superset form. So we'll probably go on like a 3.5 minute clock. You'll do your set of 6, say on Monday, tomorrow, back squats, and then you'll go right into your pull-up superset. Those are also meant to be a little bit more challenging this week. So we only have 5 to 6 reps. Last week it was 6 to 8. With that being said, if you used bands last week, can you use one less band or lighter bands? If you did strict pull-ups, can you add a little bit of weight this week? If you added weight last week, can you add a little bit more weight, right? So you're just trying to overload a little bit. It's called progressive overload. I know a lot of you know that from last week. Okay. So for me, I just did straight up 6 strict pull-ups, no weight this week. I'm going to try to do 5 to 6. I'm going to try to add a little bit of weight, 10, 15 pounds, something like that. So, and again, when we're on that clock, 3.5, 4 minutes, you do both. You squat, then you pull up, or you bench, then you do your dumbbell row. You deadlift, then you do your Arnold presses. So I got really great feedback from last week. People love this. I'm still sore, mainly probably from that Wednesday one with the bench press and then all the bodybuilding stuff. But it's nice to feel sore in like biceps and stuff that maybe we don't normally feel sore. So anyways, okay, that's Monday with the back squats. Workout after that, flashpoint. 3 rounds. Each round is for time. So this is all out sprint. 12 cal bike, 10 dumbbell front rack reverse lunges. So dumbbells. If we need to, we can get kettlebells as well. If we're busy in the afternoon, evening time, that's fine. And then you're reverse lunging 10 total, and then 8 box jump over. So it's all legs. This is like an all leg day. Sprint. Kill it on the bike. Pick those dumbbells up. Lunge fast. Your legs are going to feel heavy. So, but on that box jump over, you don't have to stand all the way up. Make sure you're using a box height that allows you to move fast, springy, feel good about it. Make sure you're jumping. Don't do step overs. If you were in the open, you felt the difference between a step over and a jump over. Make sure it's a jump, even if it's a plate, whatever that is. Dumbbells, kettlebells, whatever you're using for that should be a weight where it's like you don't even have to think about it. It's like I'm able to reverse lunge, boom, go. 90 seconds rest between sets. So if we need to share bikes, we should be easily able to share bikes. As soon as somebody comes off the bike, you go with the rest in between. Should be totally fine. That is Monday. Tuesday, Iron Church. Okay. 18-minute AMRAP, so longer, not crazy long. It's kind of that in between, but with short reps. These workouts where it's a long time domain, but reps are short, you're going to accumulate a lot of rounds, or that is the stimulus. A lot of gymnastics movements in here. We have 5 hang power snatch, so anything above the knee. 115.75 needs to be a weight you can do unbroken. Needs to be a weight that going unbroken after 3 or 4 rounds starts to blow up your grip. So I don't want you to modify so light that you're just like boing, boing, boing. This is easy, right? I want it to be a weight where you can do 5 reps unbroken. Okay? You shouldn't have to split that up. But over the course of the workout, it starts to get a little tough. Like I know for me, going RX 115 is a weight I can totally do unbroken. But I know after like 4 rounds or so of this, I'm going to be like, dude, my grip is killing me. That's the stimulus. So 115.75 is RX. Figure out that weight for yourself. 7 pull-ups. Now, I know we had strict pull-ups the day before. We're going kipping pull-ups here. Trying to maybe front load some of that pulling in the beginning of the week, and then we'll kind of let it rest the rest of the week. 9 with those pull-ups. Since we did strict pull-ups the day before with bands, let's try to keep this more dynamic. So if we need to do jumping, we can do jumping. We can do ring rows, anything of the sort. Let's try to stay away from the bands in the Metcon since we have a day that's dedicated to strict pull-up work. 9 handstand push-ups. Again, all of our handstand push-up mods are there for you. Dumbbells if you want to do dumbbell pressing, although we do have dumbbell pressing later on in the week, so maybe let's get inverted if we can on a box or even in a pike position. And then 11 toes to bar. Okay, and again, all of our toes to bar mods are there. So 5, 7, 9, 11, cycling through. Think about this as like you're going out for an 18-minute run. How would you break that up? Also, it's going to start getting gymnastics capacity for some of us. So if you have handstand push-ups, I highly suggest doing them. It's an 18-minute AMRAP. It's not for time. So do your handstand push-ups and just break them up. Just chip through. That's how you're going to get better at them. In an AMRAP like this, that's how it's going to be. Our body armor, so kind of our building that armor. 3 sets. Wrist curls. A lot of people I heard last week, wrists were kind of bugging them a little bit. So wrist curls on a bench. We're going to do 12. What I want to see is 6 pronated. Right, you're going to hang your forearms over the bench, 2 very light dumbbells, okay? And then you're going to go 6 supinated. Okay, 6 and 6. I should write that in there. And then an AMRAP banded tricep press downs, just boom, because we didn't do enough triceps last week. A red or blue band. Should be light. Shouldn't be too crazy, but again, this is, I don't know a lot of CrossFit gyms that are doing wrist work, so, but it's needed. Bench press and single arm dumbbell row set. I already talked about the parameters for the strength work, so good there. Motor. Honestly, out of all the workouts this week, this is the one I'm most nervous is not the right word. I just know how painful this will be if you're giving it your all. I know a lot of people are not going to want to do this workout because it's 2 movements a lot of people don't like. But in my opinion, this workout might be the best workout of the week for intensity, for just generalized cardiovascular, just high intensity. 30-20-10 burpees and a 400-meter run after each set. It's the simplest workouts that are the most effective. I don't know what to say about this. I think, there are going to be people that want to maybe like pace the run so then they can keep work. This, I think 3, 2, 1, go. No negotiating with yourself. Go. Don't be a jackass. Really good burpee reps. But when you're done with those burpees, heart's going to be in your throat. Can you commit to a solid run? I'm not asking you to sprint, but like, can you just go? Give it what you got. There's nothing that's stopping you here. There's no barbell. There's no gymnastics. Just pure, it says it, pure engine and sprint here. 12-minute cap. Get after it, guys. The Forge, another partner workout. I think a really fun one. 25 minutes. We have 100 double unders total. 80 Russian kettlebell swings total. 60 weighted ab mat sit-ups total. 40 single arm dumbbell hang clean and jerk total. 20 wall walks total. Split reps however you want. Okay, so obviously you can modify things. The swing, you can modify the weight. The double unders, you can go to single unders. Weighted ab mat sit-ups are meant to be 20 and 14. Med ball over the head, I didn't write that in there. But single arm dumbbell hang clean and jerks, modify the weights. Wall walks, we can modify with box walks, abbreviated wall walk, walk out to a push-up. So good. Nice long one there. I know last week, Thursday was a pretty dead day. I think it was a combo of it's spring break, and then also I was beat to shit by Thursday. So Thursday on this cycle, if you don't make it, it's okay. Or if you need to do something active recovery, come in, use the open gym, whatever. We do have mobility here that's scheduled, but I understand this program, people are going to be very sore because we're doing so much strength work and supersetting work. So hey, take a day. Take a day. That way you can come in on Friday, and we got deadlifts, and we got seated Arnold dumbbell press. Again, I've already talked about the strength stuff. And then backdraft. Guys know that movie? Everybody, yeah, I think it was like from 1980s, whatever, firefighter movie. Dude, crazy movie. Anyways, 9-minute ladder, short and sweet. 3, 6, 9, 12 deadlift. Now, I put in here, these deadlifts should be lighter than what you did in strength. You should be very primed for deadlifting, okay? But think of the deadlift and the strength as like that's more of my strength work. The deadlift here is just our traditional like CrossFit deadlift weight. We should be building more reps and just kind of posterior chain endurance. 225, 155, and then cow row. So this is just let's blow it out of the water. Posterior chain, let's finish the week strong. So we're kind of front loading, maybe a little bit more of the shoulder stuff, upper body stuff, and then back ending with posterior chain work. So really excited for this week. Only other thing I have is, again, April 11th, so we have about 2 Saturdays, is the fundraiser workout for Safe ATX. If you want to participate in this, you must buy a ticket. Ticket price is $30. All of that money is going to Safe ATX. We're just trying to raise money. We will not have Community WOD on April 11th. We will not have RX Plus. So if you want to work out that day, come do the workout. It's up at the gym. Kat likes to say it's a high rocks workout. I was trying to make a workout that is inclusive but incredibly challenging, which means there's going to be running in it. You can wear a weight vest, but it is very easy to modify this workout. It's an 80-minute time cap. Come do it. Come be part of it. If you can't make it but you want to donate, that QR code in the gym, scan it. There's a link to donate or to sign up. I'll also include the link throughout the week in the Sugar WOD announcement section. Click that link. But again, if you want to participate in this, you have to buy a ticket. So if you don't buy a ticket and then that weekend comes up, you're like, I want to work out, and we're sold out. I have mentioned this a lot. It will be in the email that I send out today. I'm continuing to talk about it. So, be part of something. This is what I think makes UpReach awesome is we do these events to raise money for other gyms. We're not one of the gyms that throws a lot of competitions, but we are one of the gyms that does a lot of fundraisers and tries to help people in our community. I think this is what makes us fucking cool and special. Anyways, I love you guys. Saturday, we're back to normal this week. We'll have RX Plus, Community WOD, the whole kit and caboodle. I will not be here Friday or Saturday. I'm going to a mindset event, David Bear. It's 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. It's crazy. It's 3 days. It's like a mini Tony Robbins thing, but you guys know me. I love that shit. Consciousness, mindsets. Anyways, love you guys. I will see you in the gym.